Hi VC, it's Rob here with another video, and this video is a haul video of stuff I've been picking up over November. Got quite a lot of stuff, so better get cracking. The first album I'm going to show you is this one, Imperial Bedroom by Elvis Costello. So this is from 1982. It comes with the lyrics, a custom label. So this is an album that in 1982 I bought, and I bought it. As soon as I bought it, I put it on the shelf, and I didn't really give it too much attention. I couldn't really get into it, and I was at the record fair. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted a photo of Stockport Market Hall, which is somewhere where they have record fairs about every couple of months. I always try to get down there. I know quite a few people down there now. And this seller had these stickers on, so it's £5, and it's he puts on here his finest hour. And this album's from '82. I always used to buy the New Musical Express every week, and I always used to enjoy filling in the polls at the end of the year, and Elvis Costello's albums always did really well. This was voted the second best album from 1982, and it was an album I just didn't bond with. I couldn't get into it, and I'm at the record fair and I'm thinking, I've had this album before, and when I got rid of quite a bit of vinyl at the end of the 80s, this is an album that I wasn't sorry to let go of. I've got a lot of love for Elvis Costello. My Aim Is True and Armed Forces, this year's Model, 3 great albums, Get Happy, Trust. But when this one came out, I can remember playing it and just, you know, as soon as I bought it really, I wondered what all the fuss was about. It was an album without any hits. Elvis Costello's singles had sort of stopped reaching the top 40. But I remember that there was a couple of songs I liked, Man Out of Time and You Little Fool. But when I picked this album up on Sunday, I got home and I thought, right, I'm going to give it a bit of time. Maybe it's just not one of those instant albums. So what I did was, I mean, I'm not sure what you do when you buy a new album, whether you just lie on the sofa or you do things and sort of try and absorb it. What I did was I wrote every track down and I gave it a mark out of 10. So I started off with Beyond Belief, which I give an 8 to, good opening track. A track called Shabby Doll I gave 8 out of 10. That's very much like Pills and Soap, a track that Elvis Costello released under the pseudonym The Imposter. Man Out of Time I actually gave 10 out of 10. A track called The Loved Ones, first track on side 2, I gave 8 out of 10. Little Savages I gave 8 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for You Little Fool. But the rest of the tracks on the album, I wasn't, you know, I'm playing it and I'm thinking, yeah, I don't like it. It's not a great album. But I just wanted to see whether I was going to get a eureka moment, whether after 3 or 4 plays I'd start to sort of enjoy the tracks that on first hearing I didn't enjoy. And this was Elvis Costello's first album that he sort of wrote on a piano. So instead of sort of writing his songs on a guitar, he wrote it on keyboards. So it's got a bit of vulnerability about it. It's got a sophisticated sound maybe. It was produced by Jeff Emerick, who was the engineer for the Beatles, and it has got a very sort of crisp sound to it. But the more I listened to this album, the more that I sort of started to really want to listen to the album. Some of the tracks that I'd sort of dismissed earlier on, I really started to enjoy. Kid About It, The Long Honeymoon, and In Every Home. Just every song really, nearly every song. I mean, there's a song that's written by Chris Difford from Squeeze, which probably the weakest one on the album, a track called Boy With A Problem. And this album was recorded while Elvis Costello was producing the East Side Story album by Squeeze. So, but I'm really glad that I've sort of revisited this album. I mean, sometimes I do this. I mean, I see a lot of people on the VC picking up a huge amount of vinyl, and how much time, you know, do you play it once and put it away? You know, I mean, for me, I want to listen to an album at least 5 times before I sort of make a decision on it. I mean, when I actually bought this album, I'm thinking if it don't grab me, I'm going to get rid of it again, because I'm trying to sort of not improve the quality of my collection, but just try and pick up albums that I want to keep in the collection, not just have a collection for collection's sake. Really, it's just a road I want to go down. So yeah, really pleased to pick this album up. I give it a strong 8 out of 10. So, and it's got such a great sleeve as well. So Elvis Costello and Imperial Bedroom. Now, what else have I been picking up? I picked this album up, and it's Wooden Ships. And this album came out in 2018, so it's got a Purpose label on it. Now, the Wooden Ships are a band that I wasn't really aware of. American from San Francisco, formed in 2006, but sort of brought to my attention through Moon Duo. Bought an album by them a couple of months ago, and Ripley Johnson, who's sort of the main guy in the Wooden Ships, he's sort of one of Moon Duo. So it made me sort of want to see what Wooden Ships were all about, and I've discovered a really good band. The 5th album, it's called V. Picked it up from Amazon for I think around a tenner. And I've been playing this quite a lot at work. I'm sort of supervisor at work in my department, so I can sort of pick the jobs I want to do, and I'm able to listen to music from time to time. And when I've been playing this, I've had quite a few people come up to me and, you know, ask me about it and take a bit of info down. Sort of psychedelic, modern psychedelic music, I call it, and really enjoyable. So yeah, well worth checking out. Wooden Ships, and this album is called V. Now, pick this album up, and it's called Francis Trouble, and it's by Albert Hammond Jr. Had a bit of a brain freeze there. Albert Hammond Jr. is the guitarist with the Strokes, so it's got a gatefold with it. And I mean, I'm a lover of the Strokes. I've got most of the CDs. I've got a friend who went to see them live earlier this year. Really enjoyed them. Wasn't really aware that Albert Hammond was Albert Hammond Jr. should I say was recording solo material, but I spotted this on Amazon, gave it a listen on Apple Music, and found that I really enjoyed it. And it was a really good price. It was under £10, but I've noticed it's gone up in price now. But yeah, another really striking sleeve, so really pleased to pick this up. Really enjoyed it. So yeah, Albert Hammond Jr. and Francis Trouble. Now, I picked this album up, Prefab Sprout and Andromeda Heights. So I'm a big lover of Prefab Sprout. Since I listened to Steve McQueen in the mid-80s, went back over their earlier albums, Swoon and Protest Songs, Langley Park to Memphis. It's on Kitchenware Records. And this album came out at the end of the 90s, and I bought it on CD, but I kind of neglected it a little bit. I think I was listening to a lot of sort of Oasis at the time and Manic Street Preachers. But this is a good album. I remember it didn't have any hits on it, but a couple of singles, Electric Guitars and A Prisoner of the Past, were tracks I really enjoyed. But if you're sort of wanting to listen to songs about broken hearts, then Paddy McAloon is the master of singing songs that you can sort of relate to maybe relationships you've been in. A track called Life's a Miracle and The Mystery of Love. Just beautiful songs, and a track called Swans as well. But front to back, really enjoyable album, and Prefab Sprout have sort of reissued a lot of the later albums, so they're affordable now. and I'll be looking at picking them up. So yeah, really nice. I picked this up from Huddersfield, a shop called Vinyl Tap. It's a shop that I like to go to every couple of months, and there's always some decent stuff in there. So yeah, Andromeda Heights by Prefab Sprout. Now, pick this album up, and it's SHJIPS. This album's called Self-Architect, and this album came out in 2017. And who are SHJIPS? A couple of weeks ago, I wouldn't have been able to tell you. This has got lyrics with it. This lyric sheet, and also some nice images on the sleeve, and just a custom label. So SHJIPS are, there's a female singer, a couple of guys from the London area, formed around about 2013, met in a bakery, and this music it does remind me of sort of Sonic Youth, sort of that fuzzy guitar sound, also very early 80s sounding, maybe Cure, Susie and the Banshees, that kind of thing. Really enjoyable. Again, Apple Music, listening to this album, I saw it on Amazon for under £10. Read a little bit about it on Pitchfork, really well regarded. They've not really released anything since, dropped a couple of singles, but yeah, maybe there's something in 2020 from SHJIPS. If you're not aware of them, maybe check them out. So yeah, nice find. Now, I picked this album up, and it's Danny Coffey. This album's called Stick. So Danny Coffey is the drummer with Supergrass. So I really like Supergrass. So I was in Vinyl Exchange in Manchester, a really good shop, and I was looking at the Supergrass vinyl, and I spotted this, and I didn't even know that Danny Coffey had released an album. I mean, this album came out in 2018, so I went home and streamed it, and I thought it just sounds like Supergrass. I mean, Danny plays drums but does backing vocals, and listening to this was just like a really good Supergrass album. I mean, Supergrass, I think they've only released 6 albums, and I've enjoyed them all. They've reformed, of course, touring the UK next year, 25th anniversary. I'm hoping that maybe my son has got me tickets to go and see them. That's what he kind of does now for Christmas and birthdays. I've actually seen Arcade Fire, The National and King Gizzard over the last couple of years, so I've kind of expected him to get me tickets. So yeah, this is a really good album. If you like Supergrass, maybe check it out. I think on Amazon it's only around £10. So yeah, Danny Coffey and Stick. Now, pick this album up, and it's PJ Harvey. This album's called Rid of Me. So I think this is from maybe 92. And on this album she gets help from Robert Ellis and Stephen Vaughan. So this is a little bit confusing with PJ Harvey, because the first couple of albums she did with Robert and Stephen. So PJ Harvey were actually a band, but after this album PJ sort of used their own musicians, and it was PJ Harvey then. But this album, I've got most of PJ Harvey's albums on CD, but they're not easy to find, and when I found this for a good price, sort of snapped it up. PJ Harvey was supposed to be going to art school in London in the early 90s, but you know, sort of career overtook it really, and she's not looked back. I do watch quite a lot of interviews with PJ Harvey on YouTube. Found a really interesting kind of a 90s version of Kate Bush for me. Not everyone's cup of tea, a little bit Marmite, but I really enjoy her. Interesting, innovative, and yeah, always something a little bit different. You never really know what to expect. So really pleased to pick this up. PJ Harvey and Rid of Me. Now, pick this album up, and it's No Geography by the Chemical Brothers. So like a bit of dance music when I'm doing the washing up, and the This is a double album, released sort of maybe about April. I streamed it when it came out, and I really liked it. But it was a little bit pricey, but I got it in the sale at HMV for £15. I watched the Chemical Brothers on Glastonbury. Blew me away. Great light show, graphics, just really enjoyable, and they sounded great as well. Like I said, I've been streaming this album. When I saw it in the sale, £15, I had to buy it. So yeah, really good album from the Chemical Brothers. And finally, say the best till last, and it's the Beatles. And this is called Abbey Road. I think it's on the Apple label. Not too sure. Oh yeah. And yeah, this is the Beatles. Not the final album, is it? That was Let It Be. But yeah, I thought I'd give this a listen. I've seen a lot of people on the VC showing this album, so I thought I'd see what all the fuss is about. But I wanted to pick up an original copy. I didn't want to buy a reissue. And I was at the record fair on Sunday, and sometimes when you're at record fairs, you're grabbing everything. But I wasn't really seeing much that I wanted, and I saw this for a good price, and I thought, yeah, today's the day. I've waited 55 years to pick up Abbey Road, so you know, I better get a move on with some of the other Beatle albums that I'm after. A lot of songs on here I do know. Come Together, Something, You Never Give Me Your Money, Here Comes the Sun, but Carry That Weight. I mean, I'd actually forgotten I went to see Paul McCartney in about 2008, I think it was. Played a lot of Beatles songs. I don't remember a lot of, you know, much solo material. The thing I have with the Beatles, these later albums, is they always kind of had these songs on that I can't kind of get my head around. Sort of these quirky under 2-minute songs that, for me, they get in the way a little bit. I know probably Beatles fans, you know, it's part of the experience, of quirky Englishness about them. But for me, I'm sort of spoiled a little bit by some of the songs on here. But I mean, who am I to do a review of Abbey Road? You know, I'm a fan of the Beatles. I'm not a fanatic. But yeah, I mean, a song called Sun King on here, when it was starting, it really reminded me of sort of Pink Floyd. But yeah, I'm looking forward to sort of giving this some more spins. Before Sunday, I don't think I'd ever heard this album all the way through. You know, hold me up against the wall and shoot me. I'm somebody who wants to get all the Beatles albums, but you know, I'm doing it at my own pace, and this is an album that I'm going to give a lot of listening to. I mean, I only got the White Album as a gift from Matt Hayes this year. And again, that's got some pretty quirky songs on it, but I actually really rate that album. I think that's an album that would probably be in my top 30 albums of all time, so I really, really like the White Album. I'm not sure whether this album is going to be that high. Talking to people at work, I mean, James Griffiths has done a video just about that cover. I think they took about 12 photos and they ended up deciding on that one. Talking to people at work who aren't music connoisseurs, I was just randomly asking them, what's your favourite album cover today at work? You know, people were saying Dark Side of the Moon, somebody said Stone Roses. You know, I was trying to mention Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys, and I had to describe what the album cover was like, and they were looking at me a bit bemused. So that sort of tells you the sort of people I work with. But yeah, overall, really enjoyed Abbey Road, and I'll be looking for more stuff by the Beatles. So yeah, Abbey Road by the Beatles. So that's it from me. A few things I've picked up in November. Christmas is fast approaching. I'm not sure how many more videos I'll be doing this year. I want to do my top 30 albums from this year, new albums that I've picked up. I think I've picked up over 30, so I'm sort of going through those albums, and I'm going to do some sort of chart. Whether I can do it on one video, I'm not too sure. But yeah, if you're a new subscriber, thanks for watching the video. If you're an old subscriber, thanks for hanging in there. I really appreciate any comments. I'll always get back to you. So enjoy the rest of your week, and bye for now.